Welcome students in class ninth English, second chapter of Moments, The Adventures of Toto, written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934 in Punjab. He spent his childhood in Gujarat and Shimla. He did his schooling from Bishop Cotton School, Shimla, from where he graduated in 1950. He won several writing competitions in the school. Most of Ruskin's works are influenced by the life in the hill stations where he spent his childhood. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, was written when he was 17 and published when he was 21. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, his novel in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. The story The Adventures of Toto is based on the experiences of people who keep animals as pets. The theme deals with the outcome of the interaction between humans and animals. It shows that not all animals can adapt themselves to human way of life. In fact, there are some animals like monkeys that cannot be kept in our homes as pet animals for their particular traits. But we must give them a chance to live with us because they need our love and compassion. The Adventures of Toto is an amusing story by Ruskin Bond highlighting the antics of a mischievous monkey. The narrator's grandfather was fond of animals. One day he bought a baby monkey from a Tonga driver and named it Toto. He wanted Toto because he had already possessed several animals, big and small, such as tortoise, squirrel, a pair of rabbits, and a goat. But he didn't have a monkey. He loved Toto too much. Slowly and steadily, the monkey grew mischievous and began to create troubles. Finally, grandfather sold it to the Tonga driver. Let's have a look to the story. Toto was a red baby monkey. The, right, the writer's grandfather bought it from a Tonga driver for 5 rupees. He was fond of keeping pets. His little zoo consisted of a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, a goat, and a she donkey, Nana. Toto was added to his little zoo. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief. His teeth were pearly white, and his smile frightened the elderly ladies. But his hands were dried up. His fingers, however, were quick and wicked. His tail served as a third hand. It helped him hanging from the branch of a tree. Grandmother never liked monkey. She was not in the habit of liking grandfather's bringing home some new bird or animal. She always fussed. So, grandfather decided to keep Toto's presence in the house a secret from her. Toto was put in a little closet. He was tied securely to a peg in the wall. A few hours later, when the author and his grandfather went back to untie Toto, they were shocked to see the damage done by the wicked animal. Toto had torn off all the wallpaper, pulled the peg out of the wall, and tore Arthur's coat to small pieces. The author was scared of grandmother's reaction, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. He called Toto a clever thing. He said if Toto would have been given chance, definitely he would have tied all those bits of pieces into a rope and would have escaped from the closet. Toto was transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where other pets lived. But this little monkey didn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. The next day, grandfather was to go to Saharanpur to collect his pension. He decided to take Toto along, but he put Toto in a big canvas bag. There was no escape route left. The canvas was too strong for Toto to bite his way through. As he tried to escape, the big bag rolled over the platform and jumped into the air. The exhibition of rolling of the bag attracted a crowd of onlookers. At Saharanpur, when grandfather was coming out of his station, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag before the ticket collector. The poor ticket collector was frightened. He classified Toto as a dog and demanded 3 rupees as railway fare. Grandfather paid the fare but also produced the little tortoise from his pocket. He asked how much he was to pay for that animal. The ticket collector, however, exempted it from fare because it was not a dog. Grandfather finally accepted Toto and put it in the stable with the family donkey Nana. Toto played his wicked pranks again and caught on to Nana long ear with his sharp teeth. The poor donkey could not eat hay at all. The two never became friends. Grandfather, uh, sorry, Grandmother, she gave Toto a bowl of warm water in winter for a bath. He used to first test for temperature with his hand. Finding it tolerable, he sat into the bowl, took the soap, and rubbed himself all over. He imitated what others used to do, and he learnt it from the narrator. When the water became cold, he ran quickly to the kitchen fire in order to warm and dry himself. One day, he nearly boiled himself. A large kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea. Toto, as usual, decided to remove the lid. He got in it because the water was just lukewarm. It was just fine for a while, and then the water came to boiling point. As Toto tried to raise his head, he found it cold outside. He sat down again and kept hopping up and down for some time. Luckily, grandmother arrived to pull him out half boiled. Toto's mischievous nature was uncontrollable and intolerable. He was always tearing things into pieces or making holes in it. One day, he began to help himself with pulao on the dining table. When grandmother screamed, he threw a plate at her. He went out through a window and seated himself on the branches of a tree. The rice plate was still in his hand. He finished away every grain in it. Then he threw the dish down delightfully. It broke into 100 pieces, and he was delighted. Even grandfather realized that a wicked monkey like Toto could not be kept as a pet. It was impossible to bear the loss of dishes, curtains, or wallpaper. So he sold him back to the Tonga driver for only 3 rupees. So, in this story, we saw that we must love animals. Better is for us if we keep them as pet animals in our homes. But there are some animals like monkeys that cannot be kept in our homes as pet animals for their some special particular traits. But we must give them a chance to live with us because they need our love and compassion. That's all in this story. Here are some word meaning for you to understand the story in a better way. A message. The writer intends to convey the message that baby animals look cute and we are tempted to keep them as pets. However, we should not get carried away by their prettiness because each animal has its own characteristics. Some animals, like monkeys, are very mischievous. They can cause a lot of damage if one is not careful with them. So, one should not keep animals as pets unless one has adequate information and a skill to train and handle them. However, animals thrive better in their natural habitat. Some question answers for you and some questions for self assessment. Thank you, children.